Welcome to the Away Day show here on Back of the Net. My name's Sam Davis.
My name's Tom Jordan.
I love an away day, mate.
Oh, can't beat it, mate. You cannot beat an away day.
Why do you like an away day, though? I'll tell you why you like an away day. Because sometimes we have limbs, sometimes we get wins. It wasn't quite limbs at the place we're going to go and review next, but it was a win. Who's that club? Leicester City.
Yes.
Leicester City. And look, Leicester fans, if you're new to this channel, why don't you do a couple of things for us?
Yeah, give us a like first of all, really appreciate that, and then just click the subscribe button, because as you'll see here, I know you're thinking, do I want to see this? We lost the game, do you know what I mean? Another defeat for us. Don't worry about it, because we're not going to talk about the football. We've done all that.
Yeah.
We're forgetting everything that happened on the pitch. We're talking about the experience of the away day as a whole.
So when you say experience, what kind of things are you talking about?
We go through a number of categories, Sam.
Go on.
We talk about the pre-match experience, everything from getting there to what we do before the game.
So like museums and local cafes, coffee shops.
Pubs, and then we go into the concourse and refreshments within the stadium, what that's like comparing to the other grounds we've been to, the stadium and view itself.
Yep.
We talk about the atmosphere from the home fans, which obviously differs with each club, and then we talk about the people themselves. We always try and chat to a few of them, so yeah, we kind of go through all that, rate all them out of 10, and in the end, they get whacked on the tier list, mate.
So you're rating Leicester people to see whether they're nice or horrible, and you're giving them a mark out of 10.
Absolutely.
There's a reason, there's a hook, isn't it, for later on in the show. So, you're talking about a tier list, mate. Should we take a look at it?
Yeah.
Here we go. This is the tier list so far. So, these are all the away days we've been on. If your team's not on the list, it's because we're coming to you next. And, okay, mate, here we are. It goes from what? Banging visit down to what, a waste of petrol? Explain.
It does indeed. Well, as it says on the tin, mate, banging visit is a banging visit, and at the moment, we've only got Newcastle in there, and that's just because it's everything you want from an away day and then some, which Newcastle was, and you know, just to prove we didn't even win that game, so there's nothing to do with it. Then we go to decent day, which obviously, yeah, really good away day, really happy, can't complain. We're just kind of your bog standard away day, pretty happy, not too disappointed, but it was down the middle of the road. Then we go to Mare, not the best, where you just feel like, oh, I was a bit underwhelmed by that. And then right at the bottom, only a couple in there. What a waste of petrol. Never want to go there again. Probably would if we have to, but never want to go there again, but definitely will. Is the last one.
Excellent stuff. So we don't talk about the football whatsoever, but I suppose there are certain factors that we can't help, like the weather, the distance it is away. Sometimes you think, oh, it's a horrible long trip. Also the time of kickoff. But this was a bog standard Saturday, 3 p.m. And when you're talking travel, it's about right, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's kind of average this season. 3 hours to Leicester.
Yeah.
So getting up there, mate, piece of piss.
Easy. It's easy, and like you say, it's quite comfortable. And from obviously we right down south, so a lot of real northern trips. But this isn't really one of them. It's like, as you say, mate, I don't know what the exact kind of average is on it, but it's got to be around there, hasn't it?
Yeah,
so yeah, always quite comfortable to get there. And as you say, it was still a 3 o'clocker. And yeah, it was I've been to this pub before. Have you been to the pub before we went to?
The Counting House.
Counting
No, I
House.
haven't. And we managed to park at a home base, which was about a 10, 15-minute walk. We probably could have found somewhere a little bit nearer. It's on your parking space or the Just Park app. You can usually just type in the postcode and then find. I always type in the postcode of the pub. I always do a cheeky thing as well, right? I always look on Google Street View and I go around the local streets, and then I zoom into what, you think I'm weird?
No, carry on, Sam.
The permit
This is really
signs on
riveted.
just to see if you can park there, because sometimes it says permit parking only, residence parking only. Because if I get a free spot, I totally will do that. But yeah, we parked at home base. It was a short walk, and then there's a pub, and it's a Green King pub. So use your season ticket app for 10% off drinks. Not that we're doing anything with them anymore, but you might as well do it. Quite a big pub.
Yeah, very nice. I've been there before. And I think you mentioned it briefly when kind of weather and things like that. Very fortunate because they've got a massive beer garden out the front.
Yeah.
And the weather it was a nice day, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was a lovely day.
It was really nice.
That helps because when you're a away fan, you think, sometimes it can get really, you got a whole load of you just going in one pub.
Yeah.
It can get a bit tight in there. But decent sized pub, but also that outside area, and everyone was happy out there because the weather was nice. So yeah, I've been there before and I really like it, and I liked it again there. It's a nice pub.
How many times have you been to a pub, like a Wetherspoons or a Green King or something, and then you go to the bar and then you get your food and you're like, I did look at the number, but I can't remember what the number is. No danger of this at that pub.
No, none at all, because you've got names on your tables, mate.
We had King Richard III on ours.
We were on King Richard.
You're never going to forget that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that is handy, and I like that. A little bit quirky, a little bit different. I think I think you've got like kind of Gary Lineker, aren't you? And you've got kind of Leicester theme. So yeah, that was cool. But as I say, I'm really happy with that. It's one of my it's one. Put it this way: when I go to games, sometimes I think, I remember the pub I've been there before, but I can't remember what it's called. I never forget this one.
Yeah.
I knew it was Camden House.
And it seems there's not loads of options. Right. So a lot of AFC Bournemouth fans do gather there. Sometimes they're dispersed. However, it's got a big enough area out the front. It's got sort of two sides to the pub. You've got your sort of your bar side, then you've got your sit-down tables. We managed to get a table. You couldn't book a table in advance. Had to get there early. Luckily, on King Richard III table, Richard Jackson, who is our king, he and Jill managed to sort a table quite early. The pub fare they kind of refined it for match days, so there wasn't the whole menu, but there was like your chicken wings, your burgers, your all that kind of easy stuff, which you can sort of understand. It did annoy me that we were putting like little AFC Bournemouth stickers up everywhere, and they were taking them down as soon as we put them off. Like, come on,
as soon as they took one down, I thought, I'm going to put another one up.
Yeah,
they just made me do it more.
Why not? But service was quick, and from there it's a short walk to the stadium, so I kind of like that.
It's got to do well. I think it's going to be interesting if we ever do go back there, because as you said, mate, there's counterpoints, and the fact the weather, I do wonder if, hopefully I never have to experience it, but if it was bad weather, it would probably change it a little bit, because it's so good that you've got that space out the front. And
also they served outdoor beers as well. And what beer was it they served outdoors?
The beer outdoors was Carlin. Yeah, and you can't go wrong with Carlin, so I was well happy. It was cash only outside.
Yeah, okay.
As anything, but that's fine. So I'm going to have to go high, mate. I was really happy with it, so I'm going to go for a good strong 8 out of 10 for the pre-match.
Carling, you're a local legend, mate.
Thank you,
superb. Right, okay, so King Power Stadium. We're going to go on to the stadium itself shortly, but it's very similar. I don't know if it's the same construction company, but it's like St Mary's, but blue. Literally, everything about it. Very, very similar. And so Concourse is very similar to St Mary's, and we've got them coming up as well towards the end of April. Looking forward to that one. Hopefully, we can be safe by that point in time. Fingers crossed, mate. Another win or two in the meantime. I like that.
Would love it.
But yeah, refreshment. It was bog standard, mate.
It was quite a bog standard. It wasn't one that made me think, this is awful, or one that I thought was amazing. It was pretty bog standard.
You know, it's not like Barnsley where some of their fans beforehand saying, you must have the chicken schnitzel or whatever. We have like sausage rolls and burgers. That's what it was.
I think I had a hot dog actually.
Did you?
Nice. Yeah, that was fine.
Was it a rollover one?
Yeah, it was. I think it was your rollover.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. No, it was. It was.
Leicester rolled over.
I told them we don't talk about the game.
Sorry.
We don't talk about the game. But yeah, I went down at half-time just after our goal, and so it was fine. As you say, mate, bog standard. Pretty happy with it. So I'm just going to go for a 6 on that one. Nothing too much to say about that. So yeah, 6 for Concourse and Refreshment.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah. Okay, onto the stadium itself. One of those where you get a really good view wherever you are. Where we were positioned, we were slightly on the side, although you could go round slightly a little bit more. But we were right next to the Leicester fans on the left-hand side. But it was one of them where you're not in a particular tier. You've probably seen it on TV, the King Power, so you can go right up to the top, right down to the bottom. So quite nice for anyone that's at home scribbling out there, can I have your shirt signed, please? Adults don't do it. If you're a kid,
don't do it either.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I really like the view's really good, actually.
I think so, yeah.
We sat in a position whereby we were getting the element, we were getting the sun when it was coming out, but also the rain when it was coming as well. True. But really, really enjoyed the positioning.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm different a little bit. I used to think, I hate it when you're not behind a goal. But Leicester's one that for some reason I just think I quite like it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it, but I think the view's just bang on, and it doesn't feel like you're kind of away from anything. So yeah, I really like the stadium and the view, to be honest. I've always been quite a fan of Leicester's, and yeah, enjoyed it again, mate. So I'll go for a 7.
7 out of 10, says Tom, for that. Now, I suppose we don't want to talk about the football, but then we have to in some ways, because how the match goes, how your team's doing, all of those things combined are going to make or break an atmosphere, aren't they? And it's fair to say that Leicester, how they're doing at the moment, isn't particularly good. The result was conducive to them having a poor atmosphere. But before the game began, it was all right.
Okay, yeah, no, I agree.
But obviously they're a bit despondent.
Yeah,
and obviously they're going to be that way.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think this is why we've got to tap into it a little bit, because otherwise we'd potentially get Leicester fans going, well, what do you expect? We're right. So we do appreciate that, and it's the same with every club, of course. And I've been there before. I went there the season they won the league, and I'll tell you, it was absolutely vouched. So we all know, there's a game stake, and it all depends. And then obviously we do end up winning the game. They didn't play very well. So, but before the game, I think they were okay, as you say.
They had that blues. They had all the. So it said the word blues on on the far end. We got some footage of that, and also they had the kind of bugle. Walk-on sound. They got their clackers, which is good. I mean, we just clap with our hands, but clackers is fine.
Absolutely fine if you need to.
Not that AFC Bournemouth have ever had clackers.
No, we wouldn't do that. Anyway, yeah, no, I think it's, considering where they are and the season they're having and a bit of turmoil and all that, it's not horrific. We've obviously been to a lot now this season. That's getting nearer the end of the away days, and I don't think it was horrific, but I also thought you could tell they're not in a good place. And we've always said this with ourselves, is sometimes you get criticised because you think, oh, you need to help your boys, you know.
Yeah.
But did they give them anything to cheer about? They're one of the poorest teams I've seen this season. So, I kind of got to take that into consideration, mate. But so it was okay. But I've got to go under average still because I've been there before and it's been rocking in there. So I'm going to have to go 4.
I was going to say 3, but
no, I'm going to go 4. I'm going to give them a little bit of lenience.
Crumb of comfort.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the people then. What I liked about the Counting House was that whilst it was named as the dedicated away pub, there were some home fans in there as well, and they're very humble and jovial people, I think. But the things that stood out for me, mate, fan cams at full time. So we were obviously delighted to be getting a win at Leicester, and whilst I was filming, Tiggs was presenting, I could see that a number of Leicester fans were coming up to us and saying, you know, your team did really well today, well done boys, hope you stay up. Yeah. And your team have just lost a fixture against a team that you should be beating, and even raw from the emotion, you're coming out and saying that. I just thought, how nice is that?
No, I totally agree. I think we haven't had it like horrifically bad, but sometimes when we do fan cams, there's, you know, from both sides, you can get a bit of bitterness when, you know, a result goes one way, but they definitely weren't that, mate. They obviously a bit downbeat at the moment, but they were kind of having a chat to one guy, and he just come over and said, you know, you took full advantage of the place we're in at the moment, and fair play to you, and I really hope you stay up and all that stuff. And yeah, they were really kind of down to earth for kind of, you know, we only won 1-0, but they were very much kind of like, best team won, you know, we're not on it at the moment, you deserved it. And I thought, yeah, respect. And yeah, I didn't have any problem with anyone, to be honest. Before the game, spoke to a few after the game, all seemed like a good bunch, and they've kind of had such a mixture in terms of, obviously, we all know, winning the league, having a drop off, then winning the FA Cup, now they're in a relegation fight. So they've had it all, and they always seem quite level-headed, I think. So quite like that. I've got a few mates that are from Leicester and were actually in the box for the game. So, and they're all right. They're my mates for a reason. So yeah, I've always got a little bit because they're my mate. I've always had a soft spot for them anyway. And
they're never not an exciting team to watch, I suppose. In some ways, there's always something happening during one of their seasons. So you know, in that way, you can say that it's quite exciting. But the people rating out of 10?
Yeah, I'm gonna go quite high actually. I'll give them an 8. Yeah. I'll give them an 8 because I did enjoy all of them. To be fair, So gotta go strong for that, mate.
Brilliant. So look, I've got some really good memories of the day just because Bournemouth won. It wasn't our finest ever performance, but we did what we had to do really based on how they were playing. Yeah. So there's an overall good feeling, but does that affect how I feel? We can't let it. We can't let it, mate. Here's the tier list. There we go. All right, mate. So look at those categories. What you're thinking, what you're feeling.
I've got 2 in mind. I think I know where I'm going to go.
Okay.
But yeah, as you say, I'm trying to forget about the fact we won the game and think about everything around it that we've discussed. And I always caveat this by going, we lost 9-0 and look at where Liverpool are. They're in decent day. Yeah. So we don't do it, honestly. We always say this, we do rejig this at the end of the season because then you've seen every game. So you can compare easier. So I'm trying not to think about kind of, is it better than that one? Is it better than that? We'll do that at the end.
What Tom is saying is subscribe.
Yeah, obviously, because you've got to wait. You might go up, you might go down. I think, if you're happy, mate, I love the pub, I love the stadium, I love the people. Atmosphere a bit disappointing, which costs it a little bit, but I think it's quite comfortably in decent day.
Oh, fair play.
Yeah, no, I really do, mate. I like it. There was I didn't have really any qualms about it at all, and I think if they were, like you say, potentially if they were doing a bit better on the pitch, it could have even been, teetering up the top. I always put it this way: if we both stay up, or if we both go down, when we both stay up, I will look. Oh, I'm looking forward to Leicester away. Do you know what I mean? So I think that means it's got to go in decent day.
Decent day. There you go, Leicester fan. Are you happy with that? Hopefully you are. If we missed anything out, if we missed any pertinent points out, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to have your thoughts. And if there's any other things we can do in Leicester, in Leicestershire, let us know. Because we're all about the culture here on Back of the... Maybe next season, when we're both in the Premier League, we'll do a museum, mate. Maybe we'll take in the local art gallery. Maybe we'll just go to the Counting House again.
Yeah, I'll be in the Counting House. You go wherever you fancy, mate.
Thanks.
Who have we got coming up? Who's our next one?
Who's our next
away game?
one? Spurs. We've got Spurs after that, and then I think there's Saints. We all know about Saints.
Palace. And end at Everton.
Yeah.
So we've only got a few left, and they're all differing places. They're all interesting. Yeah, so have a look. Spurs will be the next one, mate. Hopefully 3 points, and hopefully another good, decent day as well.
Hopefully another good, decent day. Thank you for watching. Make sure you press that subscribe button. But until the next one, coming very soon. Have the cheers.
Have the cheers.